unless we have
I can take notes, Sarah, since we're all at our computer, I can take
the
notes for
AI
you.
committee. So you
Don't
want
worry
me
about
to
it. Let's just
you
move forward.
you want me to not record the meeting?
Oh,
It's
it
that's
says
what it's
it's recording on my thing.
right, but it's also saying that there's a smart transcript. If I
No?
turn off AI companion, it won't record the meeting. Okay.
Okay.
Is that
Yeah, at
okay?
our end it says smart recording with AI companion is on.
Okay.
That may be why
Fine.
other,
If we should just do whatever we always do, so go for
Okay.
it. So,
I think a
Okay.
lot of government entities are switching over to Office to the
Oh, to the official
Microsoft
team stuff. Yeah.
Microsoft
Yeah.
meeting
Yeah,
function
the
A
away from
teams.
couple,
Zoom. Teams, yep.
yeah, a couple of other boards that I'm on have switched to that because of some of these issues. So that's interesting. I'll double check our account settings afterwards. Um, but I think this is, yeah, we'll see. Okay. So I think, so we've got some 5 guests in the waiting room. So if everyone's okay, I'm going to go ahead and just let them in and get started. That's everybody out of the waiting room.
right. Well, we'll call this meeting to order. We'll go through the roll of the members. So I am here. Peter. Hi. Christian is here. Bernard Fishman. Is he in here?
Bernard is on vacation.
Okay. Next on the list is Lori or someone representing the library.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
hi,
here.
Allison.
Yeah,
Great.
I'm here.
Excellent. Is Abby with us?
Abby's not able to join today.
Okay. And then I've got Julia Gray, Amy Hausman, Jamie Rice, Kirk Mahoney. Is Kirk here?
Doesn't look like he's here yet.
Okay. Beth Lambert or
Beth is not able, she had another meeting, so she can't
okay.
attend.
Richard LaBelle. Hi, Richard. Is Greg here representing the governor's office? I don't see Greg. All right. Did I miss anybody? I don't think so.
Libby's here.
Oh, hi, Libby. I think we're not seeing your face. We're seeing some sort of something or other.
Looks like we're in a walking meeting with Libby.
Okay, no problem. Um, and now, Sarah, do you want to run through the guests that we have here?
Yeah, happily. So I'm just going to start with how you appear on my screen. So Marie,
Hello, I'm sorry. I never can
that's
find my
okay.
unmute button. I
I
apologize.
know.
Yes.
No worries.
Thanks so much for always continuing to send this invitation. I love popping into the meetings and hearing all the great stuff when I can. So thank you so much.
Great. Thanks, Marie. Appreciate you joining. Marie's with Acadia National Park. So, and Pat, I see you're here with us today too.
Yes. Hi, everybody.
Hey, Pat, thanks for joining. Kim?
Hi, good to see everyone. Prescal's doing great.
Yeah, featured in the New York Times.
Yes,
Congratulations. That was a great
thank you.
article.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, very well done. And Penelope?
Hi, everybody. I'm Penelope Hamblin, representing Spirits Alive at Eastern Cemetery in Portland.
Great. Thanks, Penelope. I think that's all of our guests today, Shanna.
Great. So we have a pretty short
Hannah,
agenda.
you've got Hannah.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh gosh, I'm so sorry, Hannah. I'm staring right at you too. I apologize.
Oh, no, you're fine. Oh, no, say hi, Hannah. Hi, Hannah. Hi, everyone. My name is Hannah. Deputy Director at the Maine Office of Tourism. Again, thank you. I'll reiterate, thank you for the invitations along the way. Happy to pop in, see what's going on, listen, learn, and see how the Maine officers can help uplift some of your initiatives. So eager to hear what's going on.
Yeah, thanks so much for being here today, Hannah. I'm glad you could come.
So I'm going to turn it over to Sarah for the rest of the meeting. I think we're going to walk through the main atlas, and then we're going to walk through events that are next week. And then we'll open it up for public comment to share some of the remarkable events that are happening around the state. Jamie, if you want to give us also an update, I think Amy giving us an update on America's Potluck and the dinners that you're organizing, and Jamie giving us an update on the touring of the Dunlap Broadside, which I think is so incredibly cool. But we'll start with you, Sarah. Go for it.
Sure, absolutely. So I'm gonna share my screen. I'm actually gonna I have let me just make sure. I have so many tabs open. I'm going to start actually by sharing just the events, since we're at just the top of the meeting so they don't get lost for next week. So the first is we've got this amazing upcoming webinar, and thanks to Maine Historical Society and the Maine Humanities Council for co-sponsoring and joining us. On this, Liam Reardon is going to be giving a lecture about what we should remember about the Declaration of Independence. And I'm really excited about it. It's going to be great. It's free. All of this information I'm right now on our website, so you can click to register there. And then the second big event, of course, is America's Potluck, which Shanna just mentioned. And this is next Sunday, July 5th. And there's two ways to participate. The first is hosting your own potluck, and we have all sorts of great information about how to host a potluck, great tips from our partners at Community Plate. And you can go ahead and register your potluck if you'd like to appear on the big national potluck map, which is very exciting. This is an initiative coming out of our friends at the commission in Utah, but this is a big national event, which we've talked about before. And then the second way that you can participate in this is by joining us at our potluck, which will be held at Viles Arboretum next Sunday. We've got some great storytellers lined up to share. It's going to be delicious. It's going to be beautiful. I'm really excited for this. And a huge thanks to the Maine Office of Tourism and to Viles Arboretum for sponsoring this event where we're partnering with Community Plate. So those are the two big ones. And Shanna, before I want to make sure we mention Maine, you're going to be on Maine Calling on Monday too. If you want to just say like something super briefly about that, and I'll set up the next screen share.
And so will Jamie, which is
Oh,
great.
Jamie's going to be on too. Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So I think so it'll be a 1 hour conversation about the various events happening across the state, about the history. So yeah.
So everybody tune in on Monday at 11. Okay, all right. So I know we are all ready for a preview of Maine's Atlas. It's been quite a long time coming. I appreciate everyone's grace today. This is what you're viewing is still through the development portal, so it's a little bit different than what everyone's going to see that's going to be live on Monday. And there's still a few things that we are tweaking with the help of Tyler Technology, who developed the website. So there's some things like this image is actually going to change, but I want to walk you through the website where we are right now so you can see everything that we've got going on. So on the homepage, you'll see here you can explore the map. We are really, really excited to be able to debut our partnership with Down East Magazine too as part of this, and I'll get back to that in a second. But you'll be able to explore the atlas from a couple different points. You can explore by all the different categories that we have here. You can explore the full map. And this is all just from the homepage. So someone is entering the meeting. So that is that's the homepage there. So before we jump into exploring the atlas, I will show you the Down East Magazine portion. So this is a partnership that we have with them. They have discovered something like 600 different articles that they have written about all of the icons on the Maine Atlas. And so this is a landing page that they have developed with all of their content about our Atlas icons. And they've done a beautiful job. It's so fun. It's everything all in one place, and it's a tremendous amount of content. And we're going to be linking to different parts of it, but this is the main page that you can get to from there. So really, really exciting. They've got a lot of amazing stuff there to dive into. So let's go ahead and show you what the atlas itself looks like. So this is going to be the main page that you'll see. So we've got the GPS enabled map here, and you can zoom in on it. You can also search up here, again, by those 4 different categories. So if you want to just see the objects that we have, you can click objects and it sorts everything that way. You can also sort by all of the different tourism regions that we have, and including statewide, so you can see what icons we have that have a statewide impact as well. And then, of course, all your counties. So if you want to look just within Aroostook County, you can, and then zoom in on those different things. And just a reminder too, this first launch of the Atlas is the first 100 icons. They are not in any particular order. This is not a ranking. So this is just the first 100 that are done. So this is what we're launching with. So if we want to dive into some of these places, you can see what we've done. So actually, I'm going to do agricultural affairs. So we've also been working to collect images for all of these, which has been amazing. And we have so many partners that have given us so many great images, and I'm really excited. So what you'll find on each of the icon entries is a header photo, text, different links that we have that you can follow for more information. You have the map here to show where the icon is located. And then we've got a photo gallery. So all of these photos you can see blow up much larger. They all have credit and photo descriptions on them. And you can scroll through and see all of this great stuff. So let's see, I know Marie is on, so we can look at Acadia National Park. We also have an additional Down East feature for this that we'll be linking. So we have the write-up on Acadia, its location, a direct link here, and we're adding a few more photos to this as well. That's what that looks like. Cat is here, so we can take a quick peek at Azuba too. Some of these is really interesting. We don't obviously we don't have photographs of Azuba Freeman Ryder. So, but she did grow up and live in Orrington. That's kind of where her story is based from. So we've got some great pictures of Orrington. We do have a sketch of Azuba from 100 years old, and
Oh,
so
that's beautiful.
yeah, well, I've been so excited to share this one with you, Pat, because I know this is really meaningful. So, so really excited to feature that. So, again, this is we're so excited to launch. This is going to go live on Monday morning, right before Shanna is on main calling. And then our whole social media campaign with Instagram and Facebook, multiple posts a week, is launching on July 1st with a big splash. And we also have a whole PSA running that's going to start running next week too on this and other events that are happening throughout July. So thank you all very much for your infinite patience and for all of your great contributions. This really has been an incredible team effort, and I'm really huge thanks to everyone who's been involved, which is a very long list that is on the website. But yeah, so we're really excited and proud, and I'm happy to. I'm going to stop sharing it because I cannot see if anybody has questions or anything, and I'm happy to answer them and walk through anything else. But that is the big sneak peek of this project. So, anybody?
It's awesome to see it actually, I mean, because of all of the, all of the process and the work of pulling it together. And I like that I mean, I'm this tech person who's also a little bit of an old-fashioned tech person. So I like that it's not all movie you know, it's that's not really a word, but I like that it's clean. And again, it has the content and has images, but it doesn't overwhelm you with like visual noise, I guess. So I like that.
Yeah, there's not, we try to keep it clean and very simple to navigate, not a lot of clutter. This, I think everyone totally gets that we could do this 10 times over. Limiting this to just 250 was quite a lift. But I think we've ended up in a really good place. And there's just so much amazing history and just wonderful people and things to share. So again, thank you all so much, everyone who's been contributing to this currently and going forward too. So
This is going to be such a fun way, Sarah, for people to explore Maine in like a completely new way. You know, both people who live here and visitors. And I think it's launching so beautifully. I don't even know how you got the first 100 together to go live. Like, this has been such a massive, I hope people know what a massive lift this has been for a lot of people, but especially for you and all the partners. It's just an incredible project. So congratulations. I think this will be one of the like really remembered accomplishments of the committee and sort of work that's been done around this anniversary. So just kudos. I wanted to just really shout out all your work. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
thank you very much, Libby. That's very kind of you to say. I just note too, you'll get an e-blast from us next week with all of the links. So you can be sure to be following this on Facebook and Instagram and sharing it with all your friends. We're doing a lot of collaborative posts with both Down East Magazine and Maine Public. We have some really exciting short videos to share with you about a number of these. So there's even more good stuff to come. But yeah, thank you.
Great. I don't
Anybody
see any questions. I
Great.
see a lot of positive feedback in the chat. So thank you
that's
so
great.
much, Sarah. Great. Is there anything else that any of our members want to share about events that are happening next week or this summer? Jamie, do you want to give us an update on the Broadside and activities of the Historical Society, and then just maybe do a round robin? I'm looking at Amy because I know she's been doing some good work, and see if any of our members just want to report out before we go to our guests who may also want to report out some of the exciting things that they're doing.
Sure, I'd be happy to. So I think most of you probably know, or hopefully you do know, Maine Historical Society is taking its copy of the Dunlap Broadside around to all 16 Maine counties. And that's a broadside printed on July 4th, 1776 in Philadelphia, one of 26 surviving copies. So on July 4th, the proper holiday, it will be on display free and open to the public here at MHS, where we have performance by Julia Gagnon, now known as Julia Haven, at City Hall, and then will be open to the public abbreviated hours till about 2. And then that's the last chance to see the Declaration here in Portland. And then it'll take a little break. And then it's going on a tour, starting with Saginaw County with Maine Maritime Museum. So you can see all of the locations. I won't run them all down here on our website. And it is free and open to the public at each one of the spaces. We do ask people to do advanced ticketing, helps kind of manage the crowds, but we will accept walk-ins as space allows. Some spaces are very big, some spaces are very small. And for the July, we go to Saginaw, then we're at Bigelow Labs in Lincoln County, and then we close the month of July out at Brickstore Museum in Kennebunk. So very exciting. The last stop is at Bowdoin, where Maine Historical Society started its existence, and that's Halloween weekend. So, and everything in between. So it's very exciting, a little nerve-wracking, but very exciting. And we'll be talking about that, as Shanna mentioned, on Maine Calling on Monday. So you can get all that information on our website under our Revolutionary Maine section, where we have all of our content exhibit otherwise. It will be back on display at Pathways to Freedom, which is our current Revolutionary War exhibition, starting a little bit before the Thanksgiving holiday through the end of the year when the show comes down to close out 2026.
It's a really amazing feat that you put together, the insurance, the security, the logistics of getting one of those original copies out across the state. And it's pretty, I think it's kind of magical to be in the presence of that document and think about that history. So
Yes, you paid it a visit, so it's yeah, it's an exciting opportunity. But as a collections person, I think we all know it's
yeah, wonderful.
great.
Awesome. Amy, do you want to share any updates in terms, because the potlucks or the community plates are traveling the state in
Yeah.
addition to the July 5th?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Shanna. So the Maine Arts Commission is hosting a series of potluck dinners working with Community Plate and Maine Humanities. The first one we did was in Biddeford in June. We don't have any in July because of the National Potluck, which is taking place at Viles Arboretum. We're excited. It's a big lift for Community Plate to do those events, so we're excited about that. But we have some coming up in August, St. Albans, Van Buren, and Bangor. And then in September in Bethel and Millinocket. And then Trescott in November. So the celebration continues through the fall. We're really excited about that. We currently have an exhibition up at the State House of the Common Ground Country Fair 50 years of posters. And we have really been billing that as part of our offering towards the semi-quincentennial. And I just this morning did an interview with Midcoast Villager newspaper, talked about Common Ground Country Fair as kind of quintessentially Democratic, quintessentially Maine. And I pitched all these things that we're talking about. I talked about the Declaration traveling. So I know that they're doing some covering of that. I talked about the Semi-Quincentennial Commission and all the work in the Maine Atlas. And I also spoke to them a bit about the potluck. So I hope that they will be helping to promote some of that. We are going to continue to promote the Common Ground Country Fair show as a semi-quincentennial event, and it will continue on into Waterville in September. And then, of course, the 50th anniversary fair taking place on Unity in September. So that's what we're up to.
Very cool. And Amy and the MAFCA hosted an event at the Blaine House, which was a lot of fun,
Thank you.
celebrating the artists who designed all of those posters and the history. So that was really remarkable.
Yeah,
And if
thank
you
you so
haven't
much
seen
for
the
being.
exhibit, you should go over to the State House and check it out. It's pretty cool.
Thank you. We've been getting good press for it, I just will say. And so we're really happy to be able to use that to promote this really exciting celebration.
Great. Are there any other members of the commission who would like to share activities that are happening that you're spearheading or involved in?
I can just talk about, I've been working with Downers Decatur Regional Tourism to create a itinerary for their interactive map. It's a 250th itinerary featuring sites from Bucksport to Machias. It is constrained to that area because Downers Decatur Regional Tourism is Hancock and Washington County. So those of you who sit on the edge of it, sorry, but we could only include locations within that tourism region. I shared the link with the caveat that I'm waiting for some final edits to get done on it. So there's some links that are supposed to be live and some other things that are a little funky. But the person handling it for Downers Decatur Regional Tourism, they had a big tourism conference last week or the week before, and he's been busy. So I know it has edits that it needs, so don't send me edits. But you can get a sense of kind of how we're trying to get some history content, historical societies and so on there. And it was fun to try and figure out because I knew Castine's Revolutionary War story, I knew Machias' Revolutionary War story, but we needed to connect that for people that are actually physically traveling across the landscape. So to creatively make the connections to the Black House in Ellsworth and their family connections to the Revolution. There's a lovely Veterans Memorial in a park in Franklin, Maine that is just to Revolutionary War veterans. So that was another touch point. Thomas Fraser, whose homestead, is in Acadia National Park in the Schoodic section, who's African American. He was a soldier in the Revolution, so that was a location. So it was fun trying to tie these kind of better known stories together with some other points of interest. And then the Abbey's In the Shadow of the Eagle exhibit brings folks down onto MDI. So the content's there. It's just a little, again, I know it needs some final edits, and hopefully we'll get those done before the 4th. We'll see. And then just a fun thing, just at the Wilson Museum, we have a little exhibit that we put in, that we had a group of volunteers that made a model of the Defense, which was one of the American vessels in the Penobscot expedition. the one that was found and excavated in Stockton Harbor. And they built a model of it under construction, and they built this whole diorama around it of the shipyard, with like the straightening the planks and making the cannonballs. They got a blacksmith shop. They have the ship office. They've got the whole thing. It's really lovely, and it has a lot of stuff at kid eye level, as well as like adult content around kind of, not adult content, grown up content, back in the day when adult content used to get flagged when we'd send emails. But yeah, more detailed information about the shipbuilding process and so on, and about the Penobscot expedition. So that's our fun little, it is open now. It will get boosted up for 2029 when we get to the 250th of the Penobscot expedition. The defense will also be featured at the Maine State Museum. I don't know if when they reopen, but as part of their reopening, they're going to have a fairly extensive interactive exhibit around the defense and the excavation of it. They have the vast majority of the artifacts from that excavation, and we're hoping to borrow a few, but we're giving them time to get open before we put a loan request in for 2029.
I can do a little update. Our exhibit at the Osher Map Library, Founding Memories, America at 250, we've extended through the end of August, so we're excited for people to have a little bit more time to come and see that. We are debuting a free map kit to educators based on the Founding Memories show, looking at the history of the Revolution, but also the memory of the Revolution in Maine and elsewhere. And those will be available this summer for teachers all around Maine to start ordering for their classrooms. Everything is completely free. They get 20 maps sent to them, plus all of the worksheets that they need to go along with it, to just kind of plug and play in their classroom. So we'll be doing a lot of publicity on that in July and beyond. I will send you all links for people to order them. We will send out as many as people want. And they're tailored to all different grade levels. The worksheets are very much tailored to whatever teachers are working with. So, yep, finishing that exhibit, debuting the new Founding Memories map kit for folks. Our Founding Memories exhibit is also online. For those of you elsewhere, I will drop a link in the chat if you want to see it and can't come all the way to Portland. And I guess it's a Maine Calling party next week, because I will also be on Maine Calling. They are doing a series of shows. I got asked to be on the one about the American dream. It's me and two economists. So I'm really interested to see how that will go. One of the economists I know, my colleague Mike Covell at USM, who's wonderful, and a Bowdoin economist I have not yet met. And I know they're also doing a show on patriotism next week. So I think they're really theming out some broader discussions leading into the 4th. So thanks to everybody for everything you're doing. Oh, and thanks, Sarah, for putting the link in the chat for me. That's it from ye old Portland.
Anybody else? All right. Let's move into guests. If any of the guests would like to share any updates from any of the events that you've organized. Again, Kim was featured in the New York Times, which is really exciting. Kim, do you want to go first? And then anybody else that wants to share things that are happening. Oh, and here's
Sure,
a
I'd be happy
schedule in the
to.
chat from Old York Historical Society. That's
Yeah.
fun.
We have had over 50 events so far, with many, many more to come. We're very excited about the Dunlop Broadside, which will be here in Presque Isle in September. And we've been working diligently away on that. So that's great. And we're so excited to be working with Maine Historical Society and UMPI on that. As Shanna mentioned, there was a great article about our efforts in the New York Times last week. I've gotten calls from 7 different states so far requesting information about our events, and some people indicating they're coming on vacation here because of it, which is wonderful. And because of that, I have also gotten a call from the Canadian Broadcasting Company. They are going to be doing an interview with me next week for their national radio show, The Current. So exciting things going on in Presque Isle.
Wonderful. Any other guests who would like to share things that they feel like we should be aware of? Old York.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
go ahead. Frank and then Penelope.
okay. Yeah, we just completed the Margaretta Festival And I think by all accounts, it was a resounding success. We had seemed to be a few more folks than we had last year. And we held it this year back in the town of Machias on what we call Middle River Park. And I think that helped in many ways. And so we also opened the Gates House, which is our museum that we maintain and where the Machias Port Historical Society meets on a regular basis in Machias Port. And we had never done that in the past. And we got flooded quite a bit with visitors as well. So I have a sense, and this is just me thinking, but I think the 250th is going to bring quite a few more folks into the region. That's just my sense on what I saw at the Margaretta Festival and at the Gates House. We opened the Gates House for regular tours, and that starts on 7 July. And then we hope to complete a project that we started called the Margaretta Trail. It's where we sort of map all the different historical sites within the Machias area. You know, we hear a lot about the Burnham Tavern and the Gates House and some other locations, but there's quite a few historic sites that we like to kind of map out. And as it turns out, it's on a loop that's about an 11-mile loop that you can take obviously by automobile or by bicycle. And so we hope to have all that taken care of in the next few weeks and use that as a marketing tool when people come into the Machias area. We have a Blueberry Festival coming up as well, and that's in August. And in addition to the wild blueberries, the reenactors always spend some time going over the Battle of the Rim as part of that festival. So we see a role there for some historical societies to participate as well. So, and then finally, I think most of you have heard about Liberty Village. It's been getting a lot of press, and that's really the task of the Machias Historical Society, but we've kind of worked with them a little bit to promote it. And we anticipate that being a site that you can come to a good part of the year and visit and get a taste for how colonial life was like. And they're talking about maybe 18 months before they're able to open it up. But that's an exciting aspect of what's happening in the Machias Bay Area.
Penelope?
Sure. So since April, we've been doing some special tours, Revolutionary War Patriots of Eastern Cemetery. We have more than 100 Revolutionary War veterans buried here. And on the 4th, we'll have a wreath laying at 9 in conjunction with Veterans of Foreign Wars and the DAR, followed by another tour focused on the American Revolution, and we'll be continuing to do those occasionally, probably through this year and continuing on. So cool to hear about what everyone else is doing.
It really is. Anybody else that wants to share with a larger group some of the fun things that are happening this summer? All right. Well, just really appreciate everyone's hard work. I'm sure we'll see each other out and about at these events. I know I'm really excited about America's Potluck on the 5th. And I don't know how frequently we'll continue to meet. We'll need to do an annual report to the legislature at the end of the year. But Sarah will circle back in terms of next meeting dates. So happy America's birthday, everybody. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks for your dedication and commitment. And it's really exciting to see these events and exhibits and come to fruition. So thanks, everyone. And thank you, Sarah, for
everyone. Have a
leading the
great
effort.
weekend.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Have a great 4th.
Bye-bye.